Justice League. So Justice League is the fifth, I believe, movie in the DC Cinematic Universe, and as the name says, it's basically the Justice League coming together and forming. You have Batman, Wonder Woman, Flash, Aquaman, and Cyborg coming together, the last three of the new characters, and they come together and they have to fight the bad guy because he's the bad guy, and now you have your movie. First off, going into this movie, there is a lot riding on it. Because, well, DC movies have had a string of misses as far as ratings go, with the exception of Wonder Woman. That one was a really good one, but this one had the pressure of trying to like piggyback off of Wonder Woman's success. And did it really? Did it really work? Honestly, in my opinion, it did somewhat. First, let's talk about the good things. I really like the fact that they actually finally came together because, let's face it, we as fans have been actually looking for a good live-action Justice League movie forever. And they finally delivered it, and you have all the base characters there, more or less. Special shout out to The Flash, though, because Ezra Miller as The Flash, or Barry Allen, he was the joy to watch because, well, let's face it, he was the funny guy, he was the sense of humor, he was the awkward one, and I just liked him. I just really liked seeing him on screen. That being said, there will eventually be a debate on whether Ezra Miller is better than Grant Gustin on the TV show The Flash. Aquaman was cool too. He was more of the surfer dude. I feel we did get just enough of him, but I still want to know more. Cyborg was fun to watch too. I mean, he definitely had his backstory in there. They delve in that a lot and how it's connected with pretty much everything that's going on. In fact, in my spoiler review, which I'll be doing very shortly, I'll talk more about Cyborg and how this relates to other things. Of course, this movie does have its set of problems, though. First and foremost, the pacing is off in a lot of scenes. Now, if anyone doesn't know, sometime during post-production, Zack Snyder had to leave the project because he suffered a tragedy, so Joss Whedon came in and took over, and they had to do reshoots because some of the scenes didn't quite mix well with each other. And even if you look at the movie now, you can tell that there are scenes there that weren't in the trailer, or stuff that was in the trailer that's not in the movie. So reshoots are there. And it's very obvious at a lot of points because you can tell that one scene, something's happening, and then it cuts to another scene, and you're wondering, how are they over there? Or, yeah, something was definitely supposed to be there, and it's kind of obvious. It's not the entire movie, but it's definitely noticeable in points. Another problem I had was the villain, Steppenwolf. He's not that interesting. He's just a generic bad guy. He's one of the new gods, and anyone who's read the comics knows new gods are bad news for the Justice League. I hate the fact that he was all CGI too, but then again, would I really take an actor seriously dressed up as that? No, he was just the basic doom and gloom guy bringing chaos and destruction everywhere. Did I also mention the movie's a bit shorter than I thought it was? I mean, like I said, reshoots had to be done, so the movie was supposed to be, I think, 2.5 hours, but they trimmed it to just about 2 hours on the dot. I'm not entirely sure, I have to look that up, but it's definitely shorter than other movies. Not that that made it any less enjoyable in my opinion. And they've actually stuck with the color scheme changes. I mean, a lot of people complain that the other earlier movies were just too dark and gloomy. This one has a mix of dark and gloomy with a lot of color, like red, green, and all that stuff, so it's not completely dark and gloomy, so they've definitely stepped up. And at certain points, you can tell Joss Whedon had an effect on things. Another complaint, this is a small complaint, but there are a little bit of continuity errors within the film in regards to other films, because there are some things I noticed that should have happened one way but didn't quite happen that way, and I'll touch more on that in the spoiler review. But there are a couple of those in the middle of the film. That doesn't mean the action itself is bad, because yeah, the action is pretty damn good. Because you finally wanted to see all these guys get together and fight, and they throw down and they do a pretty damn good job of it. Yeah, you can also tell they're definitely setting up for other films in the future. Well, you already pretty much know other things are going to happen because the Justice League is going to come back at some point. But yeah, you can definitely tell that there's a setup in there somewhere. Overall, how would I rate this movie? It definitely had a lot of good moments, but it had some flaws in it. But as far as I'm concerned, the flaws are pretty much balanced out by all the good characteristics. Definitely not a disappointment, in my opinion. Is it great? No. Is it better than Batman vs. Superman and Suicide Squad? Definitely. If I had to rank the 5 movies, I'd put Wonder Woman here, Man of Steel, and at the bottom you'd have Suicide Squad and Batman vs. Superman. Justice League would be right here in the middle. Not a masterpiece, but nothing horrible. That's why I'm giving this movie the Silver Ribbon rating. Okay, so Justice League, have you seen it yet? What did you think? Who'd you like? Who'd you dislike? What do you think? Leave me a comment below and tell me how you feel. Also, don't forget to check out my Twitter at AsteroidMike. Don't forget to check out my blog, Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you like what you see and you want to see more. And don't forget to share this with all your friends if you want them to see it. And as always, I will see you around. So until then, this is me saying, peace out.